Hey, I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like.
Podcast below in the description.
Let's hear what Adam Schefter told us on our podcast when you asked him. We were going through all the quarterbacks, job security. You asked about Derek Carr.
I don't know. It seems like it's a question that comes up every year with him.
Yeah.
And I think John Gruden has perpetual quarterback wanderlust, but Derek Carr's played pretty well for them. So I don't know the answer to that one.
Okay, so that's what Schefter told us. Shortly after we had our interview with Schefter, there was a story in the Las Vegas Review-Journal just about what it would cost, what would the Raiders get for Derek if they were to trade him, and they would do that, Vinny Bonsignor wrote, because they could then flip the picks they get to get Deshaun Watson. You just heard what Schefter said about wanderlust for Gruden. Again, that was not in the context of this report, just to be clear about what Adam was reacting to. But the article that Vinny wrote was, according to an insider, he'd get 2 first-round picks for Derek, and then they could flip and offer 4 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, John.
You know what I just thought of Gruden's wanderlust? Remember when he worked out Kyler Murray with Mayock and brought an A's hat and Kyler signed it for him, and I think he put it in his office? That there is a wandering eye with Gruden. The one thing that can't be disputed that Derek had his second best season of his career. And it was like tangible. Like you watched him, he was playing well, right? I think his best season clearly was the year he broke his ankle when it was just eye-poppingly good. He was awesome. Now, their offensive line was elite. Amari was killing it. Crabtree was like one of the most underrated players in the league at the time, and it worked. He wasn't very good the last couple of years. I even thought the first couple of years with Gruden were just a little weird. Even last year, I know statistically everyone tried to act like he had a good year. I thought Vic Tafur said it perfectly. Like, listen, the numbers say one thing, but if you really watch them like Raider fans do or people that watch the team, it was missing a little something. I didn't think it was that. Like, he played playoff level football. The defense was atrocious. Now it's like their team is equipped. They have young players on offense. Waller, Jacobs. They draft these wide receivers. They can bring, coach / slot receiver / outside receiver / screams at his teammates, Nelson Aguilar back if they want. But their defense is terrible. If you trade 4 first-rounders for Deshaun Watson, your quarterback is better. But what about your team, guy? What about your defense, which is atrocious? I get why you think this. This is what NFL teams do. They're kind of like fans. That way you talk through scenarios. I couldn't get by. I think that would be – your offense was not your issue. You were scoring points, right? Your defense is atrocious.
Also, it's not as if you've gone to the conference championship game once and the divisional round twice in the last 5 years, and
you couldn't get over the hump.
You need the quarterback to get you over. You are trying to win 9, 10, 11 games. You're just trying to be a playoff team here. That's it. Trying to be a playoff team.
They've been to the playoffs one time in 18 years.
Your quarterback, what he just put on the field, good enough to be a playoff team. Like you said, he wasn't the problem. You got a lot of other problems.
Don't you think he'd get crushed for doing that if he just pulled this off? Let's say the Bears. They gave 2 first-rounders for Derek, 20 and next year's 1. He uses his 2 1s, and those 2 1s. Is Derek part of the deal too?
Derek's in the first deal. I know, it's hard to...
Okay. Yeah. I'm like trying to keep... Okay, you trade Derek. Like, to me, you know who the winner in that thing would be? The Bears. I would say the Bears would be like, damn, are they going to make the playoffs? Because I would view the Raiders like they have nothing really changed. If the quarterback's a little bit better, the Texans are going to suck for a while, but they got a million picks. And I'd be like, whoever got Derek, now 2 1s, is that a little rich? To me, he's probably like a 1 to 2. Mm-hmm. But like they are desperate. There would be teams like Derek has a market, which I don't think he had last year. He dramatically has this year. Because I had a buddy text me on a quarterback needed team. He's like, damn, this guy played pretty well. Watching him right now.
Yeah, I think 2 1s is rich, but again, once quarterbacks become available, prices go up, and I think you could argue.
Wouldn't the Colts be in on him?
Well, the Colts would be. The Colts actually I'd put ahead of the Bears, but and I think Derek. The problem is Derek would I think do really well for the Colts. Like if I was Chicago, like if you send him to Chicago, who knows?
Cold.
You send him to the Colts, like
indoor.
He's gonna look good. I think, right? His team's gonna win.
Yeah.
Like. That's an up. If you're Derek, you're like, okay, yeah, send me to the Colts. But
it's a double win. A playoff team that beat your ass wants you. you get 2 first-rounders. I would take some pride in that. Okay, you don't want me anymore. Right. My value's high, and
better.
The good team wants me.
Yeah. Your defense better. I don't like Stafford got 2-1, so, Derek's younger. And the Lions took on Jared Goff's contract.
Yeah.
It's not – I can't even compare that thing to anything or use that as if it's a measuring stick.
I've come around. I think the value for Stafford was like a 1 and a 2 or 1 and a 3.
I agree.
And the extra one was Jared Goff.
Yeah. Yep. Glad we agree on that.
A little weird that their one's not right now. So actually their first one, it's a weird trade. Unique.
Weird. Yeah. Yeah. But again, would 2 1s be the price? It would have to be, right? The Raiders would be saying it has to. That is what the price has to be to make this happen. Because we got to turn around and give the Texans something they can't say no to. But, and you can't do that trade and play with Marcus Mariota. You cannot do that. You have to have the Deshaun deal lined up. Yeah.
And
exactly.
maybe Gruden would say we could use Mariota. What does Mariota really get?
No.
1 year, $10 million. Yeah, he's not. No, I mean use him as a trade. No. What's he getting? A 4th-round pick?
No, yeah.
It's not like he's getting you. He's on a 1-year deal. He might not be that good. He played 1 game, and really not even a full game, right? Derek pulled that growing early on in that game, and Mariota did play well. I can't get behind. To me, this is the thing is though, because I was just about to be like, this crazy talk. This is kind of Gruden talk. Since Gruden has been here, these things get floated out a lot, and people are like, yeah, I can see it. Even Schefter mentioned. I think anyone you talk to mentions Gruden. You can talk to a random fan. They're like, God, that John Gruden guy's kind of crazy.
Yeah. But here's the other thing. If you're the Colts, you go, well, if we're paying 2 for Derek, how much more is it going to cost us for Deshaun? If you're the Bears, no, it's a lot more. It might cost you double. So
Derek's cheaper than Deshaun. Right? Derek's numbers are really cheap.
Yeah.
Having a guy 2 years on $20 million, but the problem would be, if you're the Colts or just any acquiring team, I got to give – and it's a good problem to have. If you start winning with them, let's say you make a couple playoffs, Derek then becomes expensive again, right? You either franchise him or you give him a big number. And in a weird way, the last time he took a pretty big discount. He's never – now, you could argue he didn't earn it, but I think he'd look around who even earns it anymore? Fucking Jared Goff and Carson Wentz. What are we even talking about?
Right.
Guys it's not only Aaron Rodgers and LeBron James and top guys get paid now. It's random guys get paid. I want whatever. What would that number be if he just keeps playing like this?
If they've gone to the playoffs, won a couple playoff games over 2 years. Yeah.
What 130, 140
it
guaranteed?
It would be, in all likelihood, depending on who had just signed a contract, it might be the biggest contract for a week or a month or an off season.
Mahomes, I looked at his contract the other day, really kicks up year 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
When the number dead cap goes to 0, so AKA they got to restructure.
Yeah.
He has a couple cap hits that are 50, 60, and just stupid. Honestly, looking at it the other day, a little bit of a fake contract.
You mean the 450?
Yes.
The total number? Yeah.
I just don't think you'll be year 7, everything's going well. No, you haven't restructured. No, they couldn't even build a team. How much Mahomes making this year? $75 million.
We'll figure that one out later. That's a credit card you're happy to put.
I would just keep Derek. Use your pick. I don't know, on a linebacker or a pass rusher. Use some of your money on defensive players. Use your future picks on defensive players, and win with Derek.